by Coach Kim Mulkey of LSU asking who can guard Tessa Johnson. And there's actually somebody wearing a t-shirt that says that today. We'll see. I'm sure they're going to be paying a lot of attention to Tessa Johnson here today. Parents, reminder, it's never too late or too early to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. Because if you're not talking to them, someone else is. Get conversation starters at openconversationsc.com. We're set for basketball. Amaya Joyner to the jump circle for LSU. We'll send Medina Okot there for South Carolina. Again, the Gamecocks moving left to right here to start in the first half. Should be another electric atmosphere. The winner is on to tomorrow's championship game to face the winner of the late game today, the other semifinal between the number 3 seed Texas and the number 7 seed Ole Miss. The Rebels upset the number 2 seed Vanderbilt yesterday. We're ready for basketball. Let's light this candle. Lead official to the jump circle. Ball's in the air, tip controlled by the Gamecocks, moving left to right. We're underway on semifinal Saturday. Man-to-man defense for LSU as Raven dribbles up top. Passes up top to Tessa Johnson, dribbling to her left. Trying to create around a screen from Okot. On the screen and roll to Okot. Gets her man in the air, missed her first chance. Second chance off the rim, no good. Gets her own rebound again, kicks it out to Latson. Boy, we missed twice from point-blank range. Latson had a reverse layup. She'll throw it underneath to Okot. Okot will finish that time. Third time's the charm. And the Gamecocks strike first. It's 2-0. Medina Okot missed a couple of bunnies that were well contested, but got the third one to go. Let's hope that settles her down. Just underway, LSU on its first possession. Flage around a screen. Step back 16-footer. Rolls off the rim, no good. Rebound Medina Okot, and the Gamecocks have it. Quickly ahead, here's Tanaya Latson. Latson on the right baseline, spinning. Finds Okot cutting in the lane left side. She's cut off on the block. Gets it to Edwards, free throw line jumper, back rimmed it no good, and no white jerseys underneath. Here come the Tigers, they want to run. Quickly down the floor, Michaela Williams. 2-0 Gamecocks, a minute into the first quarter here. Williams around a screen, inside the lane, up fake, pulls up from 12 feet, rolls off the rim, no good. Another rebound for Big Mama. Medina Okot with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it, still leading 2-0. Here's Latson right side, feeds Edwards halfway down the lane, spins to her left, kicks it to Medina. She will drive, and they're going to get her for a travel. I like what they were thinking with Medina never slowing down and cutting down the lane, but must have shuffled the feet. And it's still 2-0 Gamecocks. LSU will have it after the first turnover. LSU ball moving right to left. Richard, the point guard, will bring it up. Guarded by Latson in the man-to-man. Passes to her left to Williams. She's guarded by Raven. Down low, Zakiya Johnson trying to drive the baseline on Edwards. Wants someone to come back. Gets it to Williams on the left wing. Shot clock at 13. Bounce pass to Zakiya Johnson. Left elbow jumper short. Rebound Tessa Johnson falling out of bounds. Gets it to Medina, and the Gamecocks have it. Across the timeline to Latson. Latson trying to take it to the rack. Explodes across the baseline. Lays it in. And the Gamecocks lead 4-0. Latson was in a heap of trouble there as the defender collapsed on her. She's still got it to go for her first points. Here come the Tigers the other way. Richard around a screen. Pulls up from 16 feet. Got it. And LSU is on the board with 7:55 to play in the opening quarter. 4-2 Gamecocks. Here's Tessa right side, feeds Medina on the right baseline. Medina trying to drive on Joyner. Double team, puts it high off the glass, no good. And Medina is 1 for 4 from wide open range underneath the basket. She's got to finish those. Here's Flage Johnson the other way, spins in the paint, floats it up. No good, but she's fouled and will go to the line. Medina's got to settle down. Gamecocks are doing a great job of getting her the ball, but she's just 1 for 4 from 4 feet today. Now, they were well-contested shots, but still shots she needs to finish. We'll send Flage Johnson to the free throw line to try to tie things up. Foul was on Joyce Edwards, her first. Flage, the senior, first-team All-SEC for the second straight year. Hits the first free throw, 67% on the year. Remember, Flage missed those 2 critical free throws late in Baton Rouge when the Gamecocks won. Second free throw is good, and we're tied at 4. Here come the Gamecocks the other way. Raven Johnson explodes across the baseline and lays it up and in. Nobody stopped the dribble, and the Gamecocks back on top. 6-4 as Raven gets her first points. Here's Flage the other way, trying to drive on Tessa. Puts one high off the glass, no good. Late whistle and a foul on Medina, and that's 2 fouls from the Gamecocks. And Flage is going to go to the line again. Gamecocks got to do a better job getting back defensively, as Flage is just beating everybody down the floor and catching our bigs flat-footed. They're trying to help out, but they can't keep up with the speedy guard. So Flage Johnson, who just hit 2 free throws a moment ago, will have a chance to tie it again. 7:22 to play in the opening quarter. Hits the first one. Second one upcoming. Second free throw is good, and we're tied at 6. Back and forth we go. Here come the Gamecocks the other way. Raven across the timeline in front of the LSU bench. Up top to Joyce Edwards. Passes right side to Tessa. Tessa around a screen, trying to drive into the lane. Floats it up, no good. High off the glass, rebound to the Tigers. Grace Knox coming off the bench for that board. Here comes Flage the other way. Ball knocked out of her hands, and Raven Johnson comes out of there with it. Leads it ahead to Tania Latson, and she's hacked underneath the basket by Richard and will go to the line. 3 minutes into the first quarter, we're tied at 6 between South Carolina and LSU. Gamecocks trying to get out in transition. Got the harm, didn't get the hoop. We'll get Miriam Dowda in. She'll pick up Medina Okot. Fouls on Richard, her first. Dowda, the senior from Bentonville, Arkansas, averaging just under 3 points per game. Here's Latson at the line. The senior from Miami hits the first one, 80% on the year, 7th in the SEC, and it's 7-6 right now. With one more upcoming for Latson. Second free throw, got it. And the Gamecocks lead 8-6. Here come the Tigers. Malaysia Fulwiley is checked in, the former Gamecock, the Columbia native. Gets it off to Flage Johnson. Delivers near side, and they throw it away. A silly pass by Flage Johnson. Tried to cross-court it, and that goes into the third row. Gamecocks will have it on the turnover. See if we can make them pay. Flage Johnson out. Jada Richard back in for LSU. Carolina ball leading 8-6. 6:53 to play in the opening quarter. Raven Johnson will bring it up. LSU matches up man-to-man. Raven dribbling to her left towards the LSU bench. Up top, Tania Latson. Latson looking for a cutter. Gets it to Edwards right side. Edwards, bounce pass to the right side. Tania Latson, back to Edwards. Shot clock down to 10. Edwards, stop and go dribble. Back up top, Raven. She wants 3. In and out, no good. Rebound tipped around. LSU comes out of there with it. 6:25 to play in the quarter. Gamecocks lead at 8-6. LSU with the basketball. Driving right side, Michaela Williams. Cut off on the low block by Tessa Johnson. Feeds it back out. Gets it back to Williams on the right wing. Around a screen to her left. Pulls up from the free throw line. Back rimmed it no good. Flat-footed rebound for Tessa Johnson, and the Gamecocks have it, leading by 2. Here's Raven left side. She'll drive into the lane. Pull-up jumper in the lane. Got it. Raven Johnson with her second bucket, and it's 10-6 Gamecocks. 5:59 to play in the opening quarter. LSU, 3-ball Malaysia Fulwiley. Back rimmed it no good. Rebound to Joyner as it took a hard carom off the rim. LSU with a second chance here. Here's Fulwiley again right side, guarded by Tessa. Comes around a screen, trying to go baseline, pulls up, and banks it in for 2, and she gets her first points against her former team. It's 10-8. Quickly ahead, Tania Latson, driving into the lane. Her defender falls down, and she'll lay it up and in. Oh, Malaysia Fulwiley broke her, or rather, Tania Latson broke her ankles. Here's Fulwiley the other way, and she gets a layup as nobody matched up with Fulwiley for some reason. The lead down to 2 again at 12-2. For some reason, the Gamecocks forgot who they were guarding, and Fulwiley had an uncontested layup. She's got 4 points. Here's Latson right side. Up top, Joyce Edwards. Left side, Tessa Johnson. Tessa trying to work off the screen. To her left, tries to go baseline and had the ball knocked out of her hands, but they're going to get LSU for a foul. 5:07 to play in the quarter. Coach Kim Mulkey didn't like the call. She's wearing a very shiny shirt, as you might expect, with a big tiger on it. We'll get Tania Latson out. Maddie Mouse McDaniel checks in, the sophomore from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, averaging just under 5 points and just under 3 assists per game. Gamecocks will bring it in baseline left side. Raven Johnson to do the honors. Raven got to hurry. Goes up top to Tessa Johnson. Tessa tries to drive into the lane. In traffic, has her shot blocked by Knox, and Knox lets her hear about it. They used to call taunting for that, but I guess they don't call that anymore. It'll be Gamecock ball. They'll bring it in baseline right side. I can remember Kiki Herbert Harrigan getting teed up just for looking at someone, and apparently talking trash after a block no longer. Here's Maddie McDaniel. We'll bring it in baseline right side to Tessa. Guarded by Flage. Up top, Joyce Edwards. 12 to shoot it. Raven Johnson around the screen. Zips it left side, Maddie McDaniel. Shot clock under 10. Raven up top. Puts it on the floor to Maddie, left wing. She wants 3. Rolls off the rim, no good. Rebound to LSU. Gamecocks not having much success in the perimeter. Still 12-10 Gamecocks for midway through the opening quarter. Here come the Tigers the other way. Flage trying to drive the baseline. Edwards cuts her off, feeds it inside to Knox, puts it high off the glass and in, and we're tied at 12 as Grace Knox, the freshman from Las Vegas, gets her first points, averaging 9 points per game. This is a very deep LSU team. They'll get a lot of scoring from their bench. Tied at 12 with 4:23 to play in the opening quarter. Maddie McDaniel dribbling across the top of the circle to her left. Passes right to Joyce Edwards. Edwards, couple of dribbles, hands it off to Raven. Around a screen from Joyce, trying to create, feeds it into Joyce. Through a couple of defenders. Joyce has her shot blocked. Dowda with the rebound, tries to go up, and they're going to call a held ball. Possession will go to LSU when we come back. 4:07 to play in the opening quarter here in Greenville. We're tied at 12 between South Carolina and LSU. Reminder, you can hear Hall of Fame coach Frank Beamer, father of South Carolina's own Shane Beamer, discuss football, family, and Southern spirit on Wednesday, March 18th at 6 o'clock at the Secours Center. This University of South Carolina event is for 0 for 1 from distance. They've hit all 4 of their free throws. Tonight, Latson leading the Gamecocks with 6 points. For the Tigers, they're led by Flajay Johnson and Malaysia Fulwiley with 4 apiece. Gamecocks in white, LSU in purple. It'll be LSU ball as play resumes, looking for their first lead of the afternoon. Fulwiley will look to trigger it in. Maddie McDaniel will pick up her man in the backcourt. The Gamecocks stay in the man-to-man, showing some trapping pressure now. Fulwiley looks to get it across to Richard, and she does over on the far side. Richard guarded by McDaniel. Gamecocks look like they're dropping into a 2-3 zone here. Work it into the corner. Knox drives the baseline. Pull-up jumper, rolls off the rim, but they get the rebound on the other side. Follow-up shot was blocked, but they're going to get a foul on Medina. Oh, looked like she got all ball, but Medina's going to collect her second foul. That's a big one there. Coach doesn't like it. LSU leading the SEC in rebounds, and they got a big offensive board there. Medina looked like she was straight up. That's a tough one. Amaya Joyner at the free throw line, where she's 68% on the year, but she missed the first one. The transfer from East Carolina. That's a big foul. Second foul already on Medina Okot, and that was one of those 50-50 calls that didn't go your way. Coach Staley still giving the official an earful. Joyner hits the second free throw, and LSU has its first lead at 13-12 with 3:47 to play in the opening quarter. Medina out now. Joyce Edwards in, so the Gamecocks' big size advantage is not there right now. Let's see if they can make do. Raven Johnson across the timeline, top of the circle. Gamecocks need a bucket here. Work it up top to Maddie. McDaniel around a screen from Edwards, dribbling to her left, tries to go baseline in the land of giants. Puts up an awkward shot that won't go down. LSU with the rebound. That didn't have a chance for Maddie McDaniel. Here comes LSU the other way. Fulwiley drives in the lane. Pull-up jumper rolls off the rim. Knox flies in for the rebound. She caught it but landed out of bounds with it. It will be Carolina ball. Grace Knox is one of those players, if she's on your team, you probably love her. If she's not, you probably don't. She plays with a lot of passion and energy and talks a lot. 3:20 to play in the first quarter. LSU leading 13-12 with 3:15 to play in the opening frame. Tonight Latson up top. Trying to drive into the lane. Spins to her right, lost the handle, recovers, goes up, and there's a foul on LSU. Now it's Kim Mulkey's turn to be upset. Latson was a little bit out of control. Gamecocks haven't scored in over 2 minutes. We'll get Agat McKeer in for the first time, the freshman from Thunder Bay, Ontario, averaging just under 6 points per game. She'll pick up Dowda. And we'll send Tania Latson to the line to try to tie this thing up or maybe more. She hits the first one, and we're tied at 13. That's 7 points for Lat. One more time for the senior. And she hits them both, and the Gamecocks reclaim the lead, 14-13. Latson 4 for 4. Here comes Fulwiley the other way. Gamecocks slow getting set up. She kicks it out to Richard. Richard, long jumper from the left wing. Glass ball no good. And they beat us to the rebound on the other side as it took a hard carom off the rim. Flajay Johnson, top of the circle, guarded by Agat McKeer. Steps back, trying to drive the lane right side. Floats it off the rim, no good. Rebound, Joyce Edwards, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Maddie McDaniel. Work it to Raven, left side. Raven driving to the baseline. Up top, Tania Latson. Thought about the three, doesn't pull the trigger. Comes around a screen to her right. Feeds it to Maddie McDaniel. Back up top, Latson. trying to get it inside, but Maddie McDaniel has it on the right wing. Shot clock down to 11. Raven now left side. Shot clock under 10. Got to do something with it. Raven wants three up top. Bang! Got it. Three-pointer Raven Johnson, her 32nd of the year, and the Gamecocks lead 17-13. Needed that one. Matching our largest lead of just 4 points. Here's Flajay Johnson the other way. Nobody stopped the dribble, and she gets a layup across the baseline. Gamecocks fell asleep defensively. I'm not sure how Flajay gets an uncontested layup. Here's Latson left side. The lead is down to 2 with 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Latson trying to drive on Richard. Spins, shoots, scores! Tania Latson with 10 points in the first quarter. And the Gamecocks lead 19-15. Tania Latson with the smooth stroke. Here come the Tigers the other way. Up top with it, Richard. Trying to create. Pull-up jumper in the lane. Won't bank in. The rebound caroms out hard, and she gets her own rebound. Tough break there. Been a hard caroms on these rebounds. Shot clock under 10. Ball knocked away by McKeer. It's loose from the backcourt. The Tigers will be able to recover. 4 seconds to shoot it for Fulwiley, however. Fulwiley puts up a three to beat the buzzer. That hits off the top of the backboard. It's a shot clock violation. And the Gamecocks will have it on the turnover. And Fulwiley upset with her teammate Joyner. We'll get Tessa Johnson into the game. Tessa's going to pick up Maddie. 1:16 to play in the first quarter. Gamecocks lead at 19-15. Raven Johnson will come out. Maddie will stay in. Gamecocks lead is 4. Mouse will bring it up for the Gamecocks. Medici crosses the timeline by Richard to McKeer. Top of the circle now, Tessa. Work it right side, Tania Latson. Latson hands it off to McDaniel. Shot clock down to 15. Up top, McKeer. Playing catch up top. Here's Tessa Johnson. Shot clock down to 10. Gets a screen from Joyce Edwards. Goes around it to her left. Tried to pick and roll and threw it away. Terrible pass by Tessa. 3-on-1 the other way. They feed it and they fumble it out of bounds. Oh my. They had a 3-on-1. Michaela Williams couldn't handle the pass coming down the lane and kicked it out of bounds. Gamecocks will have it still leading 19-15. Sometimes it's better to be lucky. Maddie McDaniel will bring it up. Gamecocks have had trouble getting back defensively and getting set up. 45 seconds to play in the quarter. Gamecocks lead is 4. Maddie McDaniel across the timeline. Man-to-man defense by Fulwiley. Maddie trying to create. Driving in the lane. Kicks it out right side. McKeer driving on the baseline. Her defender falls down. Back to Maddie. Driving. Goes underneath to Joyce Edwards. She will lay it up and in. And the Gamecocks have their largest lead of 6 points. 21-15 with 23 seconds to play in the first quarter. Shot clock is off. The Tigers can work for the final shot. That was the first point of the quarter for Joyce Edwards. There's Richard up top, guarded by McKeer, stabbing at the basketball. 7 seconds to play. Trying to drive into the lane right side. It opens for her, and she gets a layup. Goodness. And that's how the first quarter will end. Gamecocks have a 4-point lead, but they are getting beat badly off the dribble here. See if they can regroup defensively in the second quarter. 21-17, 10 minutes in the books. South Carolina leading LSU at the end of the first quarter. Hey, the Gamecocks are the best when it comes to basketball, and Terminex is the best when it comes to pest control. Headquartered right here in South Carolina, Terminex has been trusted for 75 years to keep LSU 6 out of 17 from the floor, 0 for 3 from distance, 5 out of 6 from the free throw line. LSU out-rebounding the Gamecocks 11-9, and again, the Gamecocks got 2 early fouls from Medina Okot, who had 4 rebounds early on, just 2 points, but she's been on the bench ever since. Don't know if we'll see her in the second quarter. Leading scores. Flajay Johnson leading LSU with 6. For the Gamecocks, Tania Latson, 10 first quarter points. On the floor to start the second quarter for the Gamecocks, Maddie McDaniel, Tania Latson, McKeer, Joyce Edwards, Tessa Johnson. It'll be Carolina ball to start the second quarter, moving left to right in their home whites. LSU in their purple uniforms, and we're underway. Maddie McDaniel will get across, dribbling towards the LSU bench to her left, now back to her right. Man-to-man defense by Fulwiley. Up top it comes to Joyce Edwards. Edwards hands it off to Tania Latson. Drives into the lane. Floats it up. Left it short. And rebound lost out of bounds to the Tigers. That's one Latson normally finishes. Made a good drive to the basket. It opened up for her. Just couldn't get that one to go down. It was her first miss of the night. 9:40 to play in the second. LSU on its opening possession. Dribbling left is Richard. Hands it off to Flau'jae Johnson on the left wing. Guarded by McKeer in the man-to-man. Comes around a screen to her right on the dribble. Into the lane. Throws it out to Richard driving. Pulls up from 10 feet and banks it in for 2. And Carolina's lead was 6. It's down to 2 at 21-19. Here come the Gamecocks the other way. Tessa Johnson has not scored yet. 0 for 2 from the floor, and they are keeping an eye on her after what she did in Baton Rouge. Feed it to Tessa, driving in the lane. Pull up from 12 feet. No good, nowhere close. And a rebound to LSU. Chance to tie or take the lead for the Tigers with a minute gone by in the second quarter. Michaela Williams drives into the lane, spins to her right, and rolls it up and in. Boy, she fooled Tessa Johnson badly on that one. Had her going in the entire opposite direction. It's a 6-0 run by the Tigers to tie the game at 21 with 8:50 to play in the second quarter. Joyce Edwards will drive, shoot, doesn't score, but she's fouled by Zakiya Johnson, the freshman for LSU, and that'll put the Gamecocks at the line. Edwards, slow start, just 2 points on 1 of 3 shooting. We'll get Raven Johnson in. She'll pick up Tania Latson. And Joyce at the line for the first time. Got to get Joyce going, especially with Medina on the bench with 2 fouls. A sophomore from Camden, South Carolina. Missed the first one. 70% free throw shooter on the year, but she's been up and down with her free throws this year. Streaky. Second one is good, and the Gamecocks have the lead for a moment, snapping that 6-0 run, 22-21. Here come the Tigers the other way. 8:42 and counting in the second quarter. Richard across the timeline, guarded by Maddie Mouse in the man-to-man. Comes around a screen to her right, zips it right side to Malaysia Fulwiley, drives in the lane and rolls it up and in for the bucket, and they reclaim the lead, 23-22, and Malaysia had something to say to Joyce Edwards. Here's Edwards up top, passes right to McDaniel. McDaniel passes right to Agat McKeer. Good look at a 3. Back-rimmed it no good. Wide open look, couldn't knock it down. Edwards had the rebound, and she was knocked to the floor. LSU comes out of there with it with a 1-point lead, looking for more. Tigers with the ball left side. Michaela Williams, guarded by McKeer. Trying to back her way down. 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Williams kicks it back out. Flau'jae, wide open look for 3. Back-rimmed it no good. Zakiya Johnson gets the rebound on the other side, and yeah, she walked with it. Gamecocks will have it on the turnover. Gamecocks down 1, 23-22 with 7:52 to play. I haven't had a field goal in forever after taking a 6-point lead near the end of the first quarter. Maddie McDaniel across the timeline. Gamecocks need a bucket here. Guarded by Fulwiley in the man-to-man. Up top, Raven Johnson. Tight man-to-man coverage. Work it left side to Joyce Edwards. Joyce puts it on the floor, drives in the lane, ball knocked out of her hands. Fulwiley comes out of there with it, racing down the length of the floor, and she'll lay it up and in. And the lead is up to 3 at 25-22 as the former Gamecock got the steal and got the bucket. Largest lead of 3 points for LSU after a 6-point lead for the Gamecocks. They've outscored us 10-1. McKeer in the far corner. Gamecocks really need a bucket here. McKeer, cross-court pass to Maddie McDaniel, right wing. Wide open for 3, doesn't pull the trigger. Shot clock down to 10. Raven around a screen to her right. Bounce pass to Joyce Edwards, top of the circle. Out to Raven, left side for 3. Bang! Got it! And we're tied. Raven Johnson with her second three-pointer, and we're tied at 25. 6:52 to play in the second quarter. Here come the Tigers the other way. Bounce pass up top, Michaela Williams, guarded by Maddie McDaniel. Trying to drive, feeds it underneath to Zakiya Johnson. Shot blocked from behind by Joyce Edwards. And the Gamecocks have it. It's 2-on-3 the other way. Joyce likes the math, stops, pops, it won't drop. Missed an open 14-footer. Here comes LSU the other way. It's Fulwiley in traffic, floats it up, no good. Oh, late whistle and a foul. And that'll put Fulwiley at the line as Raven Johnson apparently got a piece of her. Raven Johnson with 10 points now. It's going to be called for the foul here. McDaniel out, Latson in. Tied at 25. And it'll be Malaysia Fulwiley at the line. He's got 8 points here. First visit to the free throw line. 76% free throw shooter on the year. And she hits the first one. And that puts LSU back on top for the moment, 26-25. Second one also good. Gamecocks down 2. 6:24 to play in the second quarter. Raven slowly across the timeline, picked up by Fulwiley. Passes right to Latson. Latson around a screen, passes left to Raven, doesn't pull the trigger on the three. Dumps it inside and threw it away. Oh, we had Edwards wide open on the pick and roll, and Raven did something she doesn't normally do. She missed a wide open man under the basket and threw it over her head out of bounds. Goodness gracious. You don't get too many chances on that. The pick and roll was wide open, and just a bad pass by Raven. LSU with the basketball. They lead at 27-25. 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Gamecocks in the man-to-man. Here's Fulwiley trying to drive into the lane. It opens four, and she lays it in for two more. And the lead is up to 4, 29-25. Fulwiley in double figures already with a dozen points against her former team. Gamecocks have not been able to stop her off the dribble. Raven working against Fulwiley. Bounce pass to Latson. Drives into the lane. Goes up. Oh, there's a late whistle and a foul finally on LSU. And that'll send the Gamecocks to the line to try to cut into this 4-point deficit. Second foul on LSU this quarter. And it'll send Latson to the free throw line. He's got 10 points so far. First one rolls out, went halfway down and popped out. Latson, an 80% free throw shooter. Now 4 out of 5 today. That was her first miss. Second free throw, got that one to go, and Carolina cuts into the deficit 29-26. We're going to get Medina Okot into the game. She's going to pick up Miriam Dowder. Remember, Medina's in there with 2 fouls. The Tigers had put in their big, the 6'5 sophomore Kate Koval. LSU with the basketball, leading by 3. 5.5 minutes to play, second quarter. Fulwiley will get it across. Gamecocks in a 2-3 zone here. Fulwiley, deep three straight away, off the rim, no good. We didn't box out Koval. Fulwiley again, left side for 3. Missed it again. Again, they get the rebound. The zone is supposed to help you get rebounds, but the Gamecocks aren't doing it. Fulwiley gets it to Richard right side. Open look at a 3. Again, no good. Okot finally ends the madness with a rebound, and the Gamecocks have it down by 3 midway through the second quarter. Got to do a better job rebounding in that 2-3 zone. That's why you play it. Here's Tanaya Latson. Latson pulls up right elbow. Missed it short. Rebound will carry him out of bounds off of the Gamecocks, they say. It'll be Tiger ball when we come back. 4:53 to play in the second quarter. LSU leading Carolina here 29-26. What does farm to table mean to you, Gamecock fans? Well, thanks to South Carolina farmers and chefs, you can enjoy locally grown food at any table, including tailgates. Visit CertifiedSC.com. It's a matter of taste. Remind the floor has just 3 points. Medina Okot, who had just checked back in, picked up 2 early fouls, has just 2 points, but we've got to find a way to get something inside and get some rebounds. LSU, the best rebounding team by a large margin in the SEC. They are dominating on the glass here, out-rebounding the Gamecocks 19-11. Carolina even went to a 2-3 zone on its last possession, which usually helps you get defensive boards, but somehow LSU still got 3 offensive rebounds on that possession. LSU ball as play resumes, leading by 3. Malaysia Fulwiley leading them with a dozen points. The former Gamecock having a good afternoon after a tremendous night last night in their win over Oklahoma, where she had 22 points and 8 assists. On the floor for the Gamecocks, Johnson and Johnson, Latson, Okot, and Edwards. And it'll be LSU ball. Richard will bring it up for the Tigers. Passes left to Fulwiley, guarded by Raven Johnson here. Gamecocks could use a stop. Fulwiley around a screen, passes right to Richard. Gamecocks again in that 2-3 zone. Richard up top, 15 to shoot it. Passes left to Fulwiley. Raven comes out on her, comes around a screen, feeds it into the far corner. Tap pass on the low block to Williams. Williams step back, baseline jumper, rattles out, no good. We ping-pong it around. Joyce Edwards gets the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Raven Johnson. Raven dribbling left side, waits for the numbers as LSU sets up its defense. Picks up the dribble, gets it back to Raven. Shot clock at 15 already. Raven top of the circle. Gamecocks down 3 here. Get it to Latson left side. Shot clock under 10. Here's Raven. Raven tries to drive, pulls up from 20 feet, missed it short. No white jerseys underneath. Rebound to LSU. They want to run. Here comes Fulwiley. Lobs it down low. Stolen away by Joyce Edwards. And the Gamecocks want to run. Here comes Edwards the other way. She'll get it to Tessa Johnson. Right wing 3. Bang! got it. Three-pointer, Tessa Johnson. Her first three ball of the night, 77th of the year, and we're tied at 29. Needed that. 3:34 to play in the second quarter. Here's Flante Johnson, free throw line jumper, rolls off the rim, no good. Joyce Edwards with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Tessa, left side. Tessa tries to streak across the baseline. Oh, they're going to get her for an offensive foul. Koval, the big girl, took the charge. And it'll go back to LSU. We're still tied at 29 with 3:21 to play in the second quarter. Koval, the big girl, stood her ground apparently. It looked like she was still moving, but the 50-50 calls haven't gone our way here today. 2-3 zone again by the Gamecocks. Richard dribbling to her right for LSU. Gets a screen from Koval, comes around it, passes left to Flante Johnson. Shot clock at 15. Pass to Koval on the left baseline, trying to create, backing in on Edwards, and walked with it. Gamecocks will have it on the turnover. That's 7 turnovers by LSU. See if the Gamecocks can reclaim the lead here. They'll get Amaya Joyner back into the game. Gamecocks and Tigers tied at 29. Back and forth we go here. Raven Johnson will bring it up. Slowly, Fulwiley will pick her up at half court. Bounce pass to the right to Tessa. Now Joyce Edwards feeds it on the baseline to Medina Okot. Back out to Tessa, right wing. Shot clock halfway down. She'll spot up for three. Bang! Got it again. Back-to-back three-pointers for Tessa Johnson, and the Gamecocks lead 32-29. Who can guard Tessa Johnson? They feed it to Williams on the baseline. Cross court to Flage Johnson. She misses the three. Williams goes over the back to get the rebound. Her follow-up jumper is good, and the lead is cut to 1 at 32-31. Gamecocks lead is just 1 with 2:20 to play in the half. Here's Joyce Edwards. Right elbow, left side Raven. She wants three. Back rimmed it no good. And again, the Gamecocks not even skying for the rebounds. LSU does more want to under the boards. Here they come in transition. Missed layup by Fulwiley thanks to good defense by Joyce Edwards. Here come the Gamecocks the other way. Raven driving in the lane, feeds it to Big Mama. Big Mama off the glass, no good. Rebound tonight, Latson on the other side. She lays it up and in, and the Gamecocks lead 34-31. Latson with 13 points in the first half. Here comes LSU the other way. 1:45 to play in the half. A 3-point lead for the Gamecocks. Flage up top. Passes left to Richard. Shot clock at 15. Gamecocks again in the zone. Richard, top of the circle. Bounce pass to the right to Flage. Feed it underneath. Wide open under the basket is Joyner. She beat Big Mama to the spot. The lead down to 1. 34-33. 1:25 to play in the second quarter, and Coach Dawn Staley is going to burn a timeout to try to set something up. We'll keep it right here. Parents, it's never too late or too early to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, because if you're not talking to them, someone else is. Get conversation starters at openconversationsc.com. Gamecocks leading here 34-33, just 1:25 to play in the first half here in Greenville, especially when the Gamecocks are playing. It's a packed house here at Bon Secours Wellness Arena. Gamecocks with just a 1-point lead. Miriam Dowda checked in during the timeout, joining Johnson and Johnson, Latson and Edwards. It'll be Carolina ball. We'll trigger it in at midcourt. Raven Johnson with Fulwiley in front of her. Gets it into Tessa. We're underway. Guarded closely by Bella Hines. Throws it to Joyce in the far corner. Joyce on the dribble. Gets it off to Raven. Raven left side. Tries to go baseline. Fulwiley is there. Trying to drive. Puts it up. No good. Left it short. And again, no white jerseys underneath for the Gamecocks. Chance for LSU to take the lead. Fulwiley drives, kicks it out to Hines from the near corner. Drives, kicks it back up top, left side, 3-ball. Fulwiley for the lead, got it. Malaysia Fulwiley with her 38th three-pointer of the season makes it 36-34. And the former Gamecock lighten up her former team. She's got 15 points. 52 seconds to play in the first half. We lob it underneath, ball knocked free. Latson can't save it from going out of bounds. LSU ball. Chance for them to make it a two-possession game here with 45 seconds to play in the half. Malaysia Fulwiley, 6 out of 12 from the floor, has 15 points for LSU. And they've got a 2-point lead with the basketball. Final 40 seconds of the first half. Gamecocks again in that zone. Richard drives in the lane. They dump it down low to Joyner. Joyner spins in the paint, and she puts it up and in through a sea of arms. And it's a two-possession game at 38-34 with 29 seconds to play in the half. Gamecocks will try to make it a one-possession game before halftime. About a 1-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Gamecocks had a 4-point lead. And quickly a 7-0 run by the Tigers. 10 seconds to shoot it. Feed it inside to Tessa. Drive, shoots, scores! And the Gamecocks have cut it to 2. 38-36, 5 seconds to play. Richard across the timeline. Dribbling into the center of the lane. Feeds underneath the Joyner. Shot at the buzzer is good, and that's how the first half will end. LSU will take a 4-point lead into the locker room. Gamecocks getting killed on the dribble tonight. Getting killed on the boards. Entertaining first half, but a lot more want to underneath the glass by LSU in the first half. South Carolina down 4 at the break, 40-36. We'll take a timeout and start our halftime report in just a moment.
Kim Mulkey fired up because she knows she's about to talk with Holly Rowe.
Well, Coach Mulkey, what a fun first half. What stands out to you about the way your team is executing?
They're just playing hard, scoring the ball at all positions, playing a lot of players, playing a very good basketball team, and you're going to have to play your best. There's very little margin for error in a game like this. Malaysia Fulwiley has really come alive. She's playing free. What stands out to you about how she is playing right now? She's just playing with a lot of confidence, and it started after the Ole Miss game. She just has to play free. She's got unbelievable speed. She's going to do things sometimes that make you want to pull your hair out, but you got to stay with her because she's going to do something that you may have never seen in the game of basketball before.
Last quick question. 3-guard lineup, you've gone small at times. What's driven that decision?
Get up the floor, transition, make them have to get back in transition defense. Now, what concerns you is rebounding, but I think we battled in there. Our guards have battled in there, and look, this is championship caliber basketball at the highest level. I'm so happy for the SEC. What a great, great game for everybody across the country. Look at this place. It's packed. It's packed. A lot of young people don't get to play in this atmosphere.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
Well, it's a perspective Kim Mulkey and Dawn Staley have both talked about what this rivalry does for the game of basketball. Studio coming up now with Christine, Dre, and Chanae.
Back in Greenville, packed house here at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena for the semifinal round of the 2026 SEC Women's Basketball Tournament. LSU leading the Gamecocks 40-36 as we get set to start the third quarter. Had a lot of lead changes. Game was tied a lot in that first half, but LSU has been very good at beating the Gamecocks to the rim. They've been getting a lot of high percentage shots. Gamecocks are going to have to get set up defensively quicker. And we got to find a way to get the bigs involved as well. As we said, Medina Okot due to foul trouble and Joyce Edwards not in foul trouble, but neither were a factor in the first half for the Gamecocks. And the Gamecocks are going to need them in the second half. LSU will take the floor with Malaysia Fulwiley, Flau'jae Johnson, Michaela Williams, Jada Richard, and Amaya Joyner in their purple uniforms with the yellow numbers. Gamecocks in their home whites, garnet numbers trimmed in black. We'll start the second half with the original starting five. Johnson and Johnson, Raven and Tessa, Tanaya Latson, Joyce Edwards, Medina Okot. It'll be LSU ball to start the third quarter, moving left to right. And we'll get underway. Looking to build on a 4-point lead are the Tigers. Richard will bring it up. Latson will pick her up. Gamecocks in the man-to-man after seeing some zone there in the second quarter. Richard, bounce pass to the left to Fulwiley. Comes around a screen to her right, drives in the lane, puts it off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped around, and Raven Johnson comes out of there with it. Had 3 white jerseys there. I'm glad somebody grabbed it. Raven Johnson up top, Medina Okot. Bounce pass to the right, underneath the basket. Joyce Edwards too far into the basket, missed the layup. Raven Johnson tips the rebound to Joyce Edwards. Short jumper is good, and the Gamecocks make it a one-possession game, 40-38. You played hot potato with it, able to get the bucket. Just underway here in the second half. Gamecocks within 2. LSU with the basketball, second possession of the third quarter. Work it left side to Flau'jae, trying to drive on Joyce Edwards, and she just lost it out of bounds. Mulkey wanted a foul on Joyce, but Flaugier just had a hot dribble and lost it. Gamecocks get a gift. Now they've got a chance to tie or take the lead here. Raven Johnson will bring it up. Fulwiley will pick her up at half court. Man-to-man for LSU. Raven dribbling to her left just in front of us. Cross court at right side. Joyce Edwards drives in the lane. Ball slapped out of her hands. They come out of there with it to the Tigers. They've got 2-on-1. Richard had the ball poked out of her hands from behind by Tessa Johnson. It goes out of bounds, and they're going to say Richard touched it last. It'll be Carolina ball. They might run that back and take a look at it. Heck of a hustle play by Tessa Johnson. And we quickly inbound so they can't review it. Gamecocks again still trail by 2. 8:50 to play in the third quarter. Here's Latson up top. Passes left to Tessa. Beats it down low to Big Mama. Medina back out to Tanaya Latson. Latson trying to drive right side. Loses the handle but recovers. Needs some help. Has her shot blocked. And the loose ball caroms out to the Tigers. Flaugier Johnson one-on-one with Raven. She blows the layup in traffic. Rebound Tessa. Good defense there by Raven to make it tough. Tessa the other way. She lost the handle driving in the lane, and LSU comes out of there with it. Tessa split 2 defenders. Looked like she was going to be wide open for a layup and just fumbled the ball. 3 ball from the corner for LSU, no good. Rebound lost out of bounds to the Tigers. Goodness, sloppy first start to the third quarter for both teams. Both teams fumbling the ball around. Still 40-38, LSU leads with the basketball. They trigger it into Joyner. Back to Fulwiley. Baseline jumper is short. Rebound Big Mama, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Raven. Finds Joyce Edwards. Driving into the lane. Floats it up. Missed it short. Gets her own rebound. Stick back is good. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a 3-point play. We're tied at 40 with 8:01 to play in the third quarter. First foul on either team here. Got to get Joyce involved. We've got 5 points now after she and Medina were very quiet in that first half. Or Edwards, rather, was 7. She's at the line, or she's just 1 out of 2 tonight. Trying to give the Gamecocks the lead again. Edwards, the sophomore, got it, and the Gamecocks lead 41-40. 2 minutes gone by in the third. Here comes LSU the other way. Crowd getting loud here. Fulwiley left side, guarded by Raven. Stabbing at the basketball, gets a screen from Joyner. Goes to her left, tries to drive the baseline. Raven slaps the ball out of her hands and into the baseline. It'll remain with LSU. Fulwiley tried to drive the baseline and kick it to Joyner on a pick and roll, but Raven said no. They get it into Flaugier left side. Shot clock at 13. Trying to drive to the free throw line. She'll pull it back out. Shot clock at 8. Bounce pass left side to Michaela Williams. Guarded by Joyce Edwards. Fadeaway jumper rolls in. Got the shooter's roll, and LSU reclaims the lead, 42-41, as Michaela Williams has 6 points now. Got the shooter's touch on that one. Here's Latson left side for the Gamecocks. Oh, we got Big Mama wide open underneath the basket. We're late getting it to her, and she blows the layup. My goodness. Here comes LSU the other way, leading by 1. Richard almost forgot to take it with her. Goodness, Big Mama having a tough day. She was wide open underneath the basket and simply blew the layup. Here comes LSU the other way. Richard kicks it out to Flaugier. Deep 3 left side. Rolls out no good. Rebound Joyce Edwards, and the Gamecocks have it, trailing 42-41. Got to find a way to get the bigs to finish. Raven trying to drive. Blows it up and in through a couple of defenders, and Carolina reclaims the lead. Looked like the ball was going to be tied up. She fought through it and got the layup at 43-42 Gamecocks. Raven with a dozen points. Here comes Fulwiley the other way, left side for the Tigers. Around the screen, steps back into a deep 3. No good. Big Mama with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Leading 43-42. Raven will get it across. Guarded by Fulwiley. Passes right to Tessa Johnson. Now down on the baseline, Medina Okot. Tessa for 3 right side. In and out, no good. No white jerseys underneath. Nobody crashing the boards in white on the offensive end. Just all watching the shot go up. They have got to learn to crash the boards. There's Flaugier left side. Tries to go baseline. Zips it back out to Joyner. She'll try to drive. 8-footer off the glass. No good. Rebound Joyce Edwards, and the Gamecocks have it. Still just a 1-point lead. 6:01 to play in the third quarter. Raven will slow it down, and she gets it across the timeline. Need a good bucket here. Gamecocks have missed some opportunities. We go double high with Joyce and Medina. Raven dribbling to her left. Shot clock already down to 10 as Fulwiley stays with her. Up top, Tessa. Shot clock under 10. Tessa on the dribble drive. Out left side to Raven for 3. Bang! Got it. Three-pointer Raven Johnson. Her third of the day gives her 15 points. It's 46-42 Gamecocks, and this place is going bananas. Richard across the timeline for LSU. 4-point lead for the Gamecocks as they approach the midpoint of the third quarter here in Greenville. There's Fulwiley right side. Shot clock down to 11. Comes around the screen. Drives in the lane. Floater is up. Back rim no good. Rebound Big Mama. And the Gamecocks have it. Medina Ocott at least doing some board work. She's got 8 rebounds. Only 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting. Work it right side to Tania Latson. Underneath Joyce Edwards. Streaking across the baseline and dribbled it out of bounds. She thought it went off of LSU. We'll find out when we come back because that'll send us to a media timeout. 46-42. Gamecocks leading LSU with 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. And you're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from their... with 8, Joyce Edwards with 8. Malaysia Fulwiley still leading LSU with 15 points. Winners on to tomorrow's championship game. Thought they were going to review that last play. Joyce thought the ball was dribbled off an LSU player, but apparently she dribbled it off her own self, cutting across the baseline. Hate to see that. On the floor for the Gamecocks, Maddie McDaniel checked in during the break. She joins Joyce Edwards, Medina Ocott, and Johnson & Johnson. LSU ball moving left to right. They'll have to go the length of the floor as play resumes. Gamecock showing some pressure in the backcourt as Fulwiley will bring it up. Gets it to Richard. Maddie McDaniel picks her up. She'll get it across to Fulwiley left side. Gamecocks in that 2-3 zone again. Saw some of that in the first half. We didn't rebound well off of it, however. Left side Richard, 15 to shoot it. Up top Fulwiley. Back to Richard left side. She'll try a 3. Got it. Richard with her 27th three-pointer of the year, 41% from that range, and the lead is down to 1. Here's Tessa left side for 3. Missed it badly. Ocott with the rebound. And they're going to call a foul on the floor on LSU. On Grace Knox, but Coach Staley's upset that Medina wasn't able to go up for the shot with it because she made the shot, but they're not going to count it. So it's still 46-45 Gamecocks. Foul on Knox was her second. Second team foul on LSU. Triggered in Ocott up top. She'll take an 18-footer. Missed it short. Rebound. Loose on the floor. It's still loose. It's going to be tied up. Held ball will go to the Gamecocks. Leading by just 1 at 46-45. Need a bucket here. Bring it in baseline left side. First they got to mop up all the perspiration from all the bodies were rolling around. Raven will trigger it in as we line up around the key. Raven playing traffic cop, goes over way up top to Joyce, now near side to Raven. Guarded by Fulwiley, bounce pass on the baseline. On the give and go to Raven, she'll lay it up and in. Nicely done. Give the assist to Ocott, and the Gamecocks lead 48-45. Raven with 17 points. 2-3 zone by the Gamecocks as LSU hurries to get down the floor. Williams left side, guarded by McDaniel. Cross court to Richard. Shot clock at 15, feed it inside, stolen away by Medina Ocott. Anticipated the pass and stepped into the passing lane. Here comes Raven the other way. Back to Tessa, up top for 3. No good, back rim. That would have brought the house down. Still just a 3-point lead. We go for the steal. Tessa steals it at midcourt. Drives into the lane. Flows it up, no good, and she's fouled by Michaela Williams as Tessa falls into the dance team. And the Gamecocks will be at the line, 48-45. Gamecocks getting after it defensively. Steals by Ocott and then Tessa Johnson. Now you got to get the offense going. It'll be Tessa at the line for a pair, her first free throws of the day. Foul was on Michaela Williams, her third. She'll come out now for Flau'jae Johnson. 3 fouls on LSU this quarter, and Tessa will be at the line. The junior from Albertville, Minnesota, earned second team All-SEC honors this year. First one, no good. A little piece of me and associate head coach Lisa Boyer dies every time a good free throw shooter misses one. Second one for Tessa. Got it. Hits 1 out of 2. She was 83% before that. Gamecocks lead 49-45. LSU with the basketball. 3:40 and counting in the third quarter. Gamecocks in a 2-3 zone. Fulwiley passes left Richard. Another good look at a three. In and out, no good. Edwards slaps the ball off of one of the Tigers, I thought. But they're going to say LSU ball. Edwards slapped at the rebound as she wasn't in position to get it. And the Gamecocks want to review it. They want to review that. So we might have our first review of the day, and indeed we will. Call Cool Care to assist with your HVAC and plumbing needs. They offer free estimates and free second opinions. Cool Care also offers 100% financing with credit approval, locally owned and operated. Call Cool Care. They've been serving South Carolina for over 25 years. For more information on get the Gamecocks, and we'll see what the official call is here. Officials now will come to the scorers table. Just waiting for her to make the announcement. Now it's got to wait for the horn, now the announcement. And it is going to be South Carolina ball. So the Gamecocks will have it, leading 49-45. That one could have gone either way, but apparently they saw enough to overturn it. Gamecocks have it with a 4-point lead. Johnson and Johnson, McDaniel, Edwards, and Ocott on the floor. Raven Johnson will bring it up for the Gamecocks. Fulwiley will pick her up at half court. Man-to-man defense as Raven gets it across. Coach Staley signaling the play. Raven dribbling to her left just in front of us. Bounce pass on the baseline to Joyce Edwards. Medina Ocott sets a screen for her. Joyce drives in the lane, kicks it out to Raven, far corner, fumbles, couldn't pull the trigger on the three. Shot clock under 10 now for McDaniel. Top of the circle, passes right to Raven. She'll put it on the floor, drives in the lane, kicks it up top. Maddie for three, bang! Maddie McDaniel beats the buzzer on the 30-second clock with her 10th three-pointer of the year, and the Gamecocks have their largest lead of 7 points at 52-45 with 2:51 to play in the third quarter. Desperation heave, and Maddie got it to go. Here's Flau'jae Johnson, passes left side. Richard's got a good look at a three, and she buries another one. Her second one of the half makes it 52-48. So they answer the three with a big three of their own. Their second three-pointer of the quarter after hitting just one in the first half. The lead down to 4 at 52-48 after we just had our 7-point lead, which is the largest of the day for either team. 2:40 to play in the third. Here comes Maddie McDaniel across the timeline. Gets it to Joyce Edwards, passing left to Raven. Raven around a screen from Joyce, driving to the free throw line, pulls it back out. Kicks it up top to Medina Ocott, right side Maddie McDaniel. Maddie, dribble drive into the lane with the left hand, floats it up, no good. Big Mama with the rebound. Power dribble off the window, no good. Joyce Edwards had the rebound, bounce pass to McDaniel from a rear end. Up top, Raven wants three. Bang! Raven Johnson with another three-pointer, her fourth of the game. Gives her 20 points, and the Gamecocks lead 55-48. Unbelievable. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Raven Johnson on a heater with 20 points, a new career high for the fifth-year senior. Here's Flau'jae driving in the lane, hands it off underneath to Amaya Joyner. Shot blocked by Big Mama, and she gets the rebound. 1:45 to play in the third. Gamecocks with a 7-point lead. What a play by Big Mama. Here's Raven up top. Raven right side. Gets a screen from Medina. Comes around it. Bounce pass to Medina on the pick and roll. Puts it off the window. Again, missed everything with it. As much as she's doing defensively, she's not doing anything underneath the rim. Richard drives in the lane, and she'll get a layup as nobody stopped the dribble, and the lead down to 5 at 55-50. A couple of possessions ago, Medina got a rebound underneath the basket and for some reason power dribbled when she could have gone straight up with it. She does not seem to have any confidence on the offensive end as well as she's playing on the defensive end. We have got to find a way to get her involved. 2 points and 11 rebounds for her. Edwards looks inside, gives it off to Tessa. Tessa, left elbow jumper, got it. Tessa Johnson with the bucket. She's got 11, and the Gamecocks lead 57-50. Under a minute to play in the third. Here's Fulwiley right side. Stop and go dribble. Takes an 18-footer and buries another one. She's got 17. The lead is trimmed 57-52. The way Fulwiley was coming down the floor, you know she had no intentions of passing it. Here's McDaniel across the timeline. We'll slow things down now. Got to find a way to get Big Mama Medina Ocott some confidence offensively. Doing a lot of good things the other side. She's going to try a three from the corner. That won't go. and they get the rebound. That would have helped, but here comes LSU the other way. 24 seconds to play in the third. Fulwiley drives in the lane, floats it up and in. 2 more. She's got 19, and just like that, the lead down to 3 at 57-54. Nobody able to stop the dribble of Malaysia Fulwiley. 19 points for the former Gamecock. With 7 seconds to play in the third, will work for the final shot. Raven dribbling right, trying to create. Fadeaway jumper, got it, and that's how the third quarter will end. 30 minutes in the books. South Carolina with a 5-point lead over LSU here in the SEC semifinals. 59-54 as the two teams head to their benches. 30 minutes in the books. Final frame coming up. This women's basketball postseason radio broadcast is proudly sponsored by the South Carolina Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. And you're listening to South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from their... This one, the way this one's gone back and forth. Fans have certainly been entertained in this one. We've had 8 lead changes, and it's been tied 8 times. Gamecocks in white, LSU in purple. On the floor to start the fourth quarter. Tessa Johnson, Maddie McDaniel, Tania Latson, Joyce Edwards, and Miriam Dowda. So Raven and Medina getting a little bit of a break to start. It'll be LSU ball to start the fourth, moving left to right. Largest lead for either team was just 7. LSU with the basketball, we're underway. Richard will bring it up on Maddie McDaniel as we go man-to-man this trip. Swing it up top to Amaya Joyner, guarded by Dowda, lobs it down low and threw it away. Not the way they wanted to start, and LSU turns it over for the 12th time. LSU plays so fast, they'll turn it over some. They average 15 turnovers per game. Koval, their big post player, comes in for Joyner after the turnover. Carolina ball leading by just 5, just underway here in the fourth quarter. McDaniel dribbling just in front of us. Bounce pass to the left to Joyce Edwards in the corner. Joyce on the dribble against Knox and almost lost the handle, hit a hot spot, able to regain it. Puts an awkward shot up, it won't go down. Dowda with the rebound, lays it up and in. Don't know how she wasn't fouled, but the Gamecocks matched their largest lead, 61-54, here early in the fourth quarter. Big bucket there by Dowda. Here comes Richard the other way. Around a screen to her left. Pulls up from 16 feet. Airballs it into the baseline. Carolina ball as Joyner will come back in for LSU. She'll pick up Koval. That was a short interlude. And Kim Mulkey has some unfriendly words for Koval. Gamecocks lead is 7. Still a long way to go in this one. Work it right side to Tessa Johnson. Joyce Edwards passes left to Latson as we run a weave up top. 15 to shoot it. Latson driving in the lane. Floats it up, back rimmed it no good. Fight for the rebound. LSU comes out of there with it. Just couldn't finish through the sea of arms. Here comes Michaela Williams. Guarded by Tania Latson. 8:50 to play in this one. It's 61-54 Gamecocks. Williams pushed off, forgot to take the ball with her. Williams, bounce pass on the give and go to Knox. Got away with the travel, had her shot blocked. They get the rebound and lay it up and in as Amaya Joyner was in the right place at the right time. Lead down to 5 at 61-56, 8.5 minutes to play. Up top, here's Joyce Edwards. Passes right to Tessa. She'll pull up for 3. Missed it short, and no white jerseys underneath. Got to do a better job under the glass. Here comes LSU the other way. Float it down, Knox all by herself, and she rolls it up and in. Joyce Edwards got beat down the floor by Grace Knox. Just didn't hustle. You got to get down the floor in a hurry. LSU will get out in transition, and Knox got an uncontested layup. The lead down to 3. It was 7. Here's Latson up top. Passes left to Maddie McDaniel. To Edwards in the corner. Ball knocked out of bounds by Knox. It'll remain with the Gamecocks. We'll get Raven and Big Mama back in the game. They'll get Malaysia Fulwiley into the contest for Knox. McDaniel and Dowda out for the Gamecocks. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Carolina ball, but need a bucket here. Had a 7-point lead a moment ago. It's down to 3 after back-to-back buckets. Raven will bring it in near the corner on the sideline. Gets it into Joyce Edwards. She'll give it back to Raven. Raven dribbling up top, guarded by Fulwiley. Shot clock down to 5. Comes around a screen. Bounce pass to Medina. She'll drive the lane. Floats it up. It rolls off again. Knox with the rebound for LSU. I don't know how she missed it. Here's Fulwiley the other way. She puts up a runner. It's up and in. The lead down to 1 at 61-60. Poor Medina Okot. Perfect play for her. She drove the center of the lane, got to the front of the rim, and just flat out missed another layup. I don't understand it. Gamecocks lead down to 1. Here's Latson up top. Drives in the lane. Needs some help. Spins underneath to Joyce Edwards. Gets Fulwiley in the air. How was that not a foul? Finally, they blow the whistle. Goodness gracious. Gamecocks will have it. Thought we were going to get an and one. The ball popped out on Joyce, didn't go in. But boy, that was a late whistle. Gamecocks lead is just 1 at 61-60 on the 6-0 run here by LSU. Gamecocks have missed their last 4 shots, including a wide open bunny by Okot, who's just 1 for 11 from the floor. Not sure what's going on with her today. Edwards at the line where she has struggled at times, hits that one. She's 3 out of 4 tonight, gives her 9 points to go along with 9 rebounds, and snaps that 6-0 run. It's 62-60 Carolina. Second free throw, got it. 63-60 Gamecocks. Here comes LSU quickly down the floor. Fulwiley will get it across. Guarded by Raven in the man-to-man. Gamecocks need a stop here. Stop and go. Fulwiley wants 3 to tie it. Got it. And we're tied at 63. 7-point lead evaporates quickly. Fulwiley having a big day against her former team. She's got 24 points. Here's Raven Johnson. That's a new career high, or ties her career high for Fulwiley. Here's Latson up top. Around a screen to her left to Joyce Edwards. Edwards pulls back. Shot clock at 10. Trying to drive the lane right side. Off the window for 2. And the Gamecocks reclaim the lead 65-63. Fulwiley tried to bluff a charge, but they ain't buying that garbage today. 6:33 to play in the game. Gamecocks with a 2-point lead. Williams around a screen, pulls up from the free throw line, rattles out no good. Tessa Johnson with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. The lead is just 2. Raven across the timeline. Hands it back to Tessa. She'll try to drive on Williams into the lane. Spins, fade away, rolls off the rim. Big Mama with the rebound. Underneath the basket, needs some help. Gets it out to Latson, and they're going to get her for a lane violation. And that'll turn it back over to LSU. 6:10 to play. Gamecocks lead 65-63. And LSU is going to burn a timeout. It'll be their ball when we come back. You're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Lear. They didn't go in. She was underneath the basket, put it up, and they circled the rim and popped out. For whatever reason, the rim has shrunk for Medina Okot today, but let's hope she keeps plugging away because she's doing a lot of other good things. And the Gamecocks are going to need her. She's on the floor now with Joyce Edwards, Tania Latson, Raven, and Tessa Johnson. It'll be LSU ball as play resumes. Looking to tie or take the lead here. They'll have to go the length of the floor. Fulwiley's been a volume shooter for them today. 24 points on 20 shots. She's hit 10 out of 20. LSU will bring it up. Gamecocks match up man-to-man. Richard gets it across, guarded by Latson. Dribbling to her right. Very deliberate here in the half-court offense. Shot clock at 15. Michaela Williams now trying to drive in the lane. Okot defends. Shot up, no good. Rebound Tessa Johnson, and the Gamecocks have it. Trying to make it a 2-possession game. Raven Johnson driving into the lane. Spins. Gets it back out to Medina. She'll take a 12-footer. There it is. Medina Okot with just her second bucket. It's a 2-possession game. 67-63. She needed that like nobody's business. 5.5 minutes to play. Here's Fulwiley trying to drive. Kicks it out into the right corner. Wide open 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound Joyce Edwards, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Raven. Raven, right wing. Up top, Joyce Edwards. She'll drive, stop, pops, drops it home for 2. And the Gamecocks lead 69-63. Gamecocks on a 6-0 run. We're midway through the fourth quarter. On the pick and roll to Knox. Up top, Richard. Wide open look at 3. Got it again. Her third 3 of the half. And the lead is trimmed in half at 69-66. Good ball rotation there by LSU to find Richard, their point guard, who's a 41% three-point shooter, and she has been killing it here in the second half. Her third three-pointer in 6 attempts gives her 17 points. And the lead is down to 3 at 69-66 with 5:01 to play. Timeout taken by LSU. We'll keep it right here. Remind you, parents, it's never too late or too early to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, because if you're not talking to them, someone else is. Get conversation starters at openconversationsc.com. Final stretch here, 5:01 to play. Gamecocks with just a 3-point lead. These teams just trading blows. Been a heavyweight fight that's lived up to its billing, unlike all the games last year that were a disappointment in terms of blowouts. Carolina ball. You got Johnson and Johnson, Ocott, Latson, and Edwards on the floor. Gamecocks have to go the length of the floor. Raven will bring it up. 5 minutes to decide who's going to the SEC Tournament Finals tomorrow. Raven dribbling to her left just in front of us. Up top tonight, Latson. Trying to drive right side. Puts it off the window for two, and the Gamecocks lead. 71-66. Fulwiley gambled and went for the steal. And gambled and lost. That opened things up. LSU with the basketball. Richard left side. Comes around a screen. Trying to drive. 15 to shoot it for Joyner up top. She'll drive the lane on Ocott. Shot blocked by Joyce Edwards. Rebound, Big Mama. And the Gamecocks have it. 4:20 to play. It's a 5-point lead for the Gamecocks. But we've seen leads evaporate quickly here. Man-to-man defense as Raven gets it across, guarded by Fulwiley. Shot clock already halfway down. Raven dribbling just in front of us. Shot clock already down to 10. Gets a screen from Medina. Dribbling to her right. Shot clock at 5 to Latson. She'll spot up for three. No good. Rebound LSU. Here come the Tigers in transition. Fulwiley trying to create. Drives in the lane. Gets underneath to Knox, and they're going to get a foul on the Gamecocks. That'll send them to the line. 3:51 to play. The lead is 5, but LSU at the stripe here. LSU does so well getting the ball down the floor in transition in a hurry, and the Gamecocks just couldn't get set up. See who the foul's on. It's the first on the Gamecocks. It'll be Grace Knox at the free throw line, the freshman from Las Vegas. Averaging 9 points, 5 rebounds per game. A good free throw shooter at 74%. And misses the first one. Foul is on Tessa Johnson, by the way, her second. And Knox at the free throw line one more time. Got a box out here on the miss. Second free throw, got it, and the lead is trimmed, 71-67. 3:50 to play here in Greenville. Raven encouraging Joyce Edwards to hurry up and get down the floor. Raven dribbling to her left, guarded by Fulwiley in the man-to-man. Bounce pass up top to Tanai Latson. Around a screen from Joyce, trying to drive. High off the glass, no good, but she's fouled and will go to the line. Tanai Latson doing her thing. Couldn't get the hoop, but got the harm, and she'll go to the line for a pair. Only the second team foul on LSU. That's on Knox. No, sorry, not Knox. It's on Richard, her second. And Tanai Latson at the stripe for a pair. And she's 5 out of 6 today. Try to build on a 4-point lead with 3:37 to play. First one is good. One more time for Tanai. 80% of the year, she hits them both. 73-67. Gamecocks in front with 3:37 to play. Here come the Tigers. Richard across the timeline. This place is loud. Guarded by Latson in the man-to-man. Feeds it to Knox, top of the circle. Squares up, tries to drive on Joyce Edwards. Drives in the lane, puts it off the window, too strong. Rebound Raven. And the Gamecocks have it. Good help defense there by Medina. Here's Raven driving into the lane. She'll pull it back out. The Gamecocks will settle into the half court. No need for an awkward shot. 6-point lead with 3:10 to play. Ocott sets a screen. Raven comes around it to her right. Shot clock at 15. Passes left to Tessa. Near corner to Joyce, and she can't handle it. It goes out of bounds. 9th turnover of the game for Carolina, but that was a costly one. Had a chance to build your largest lead, and you throw it away. It was a bad pass by Tessa. 3:01 to play. LSU still within striking distance. Richard will bring it up. Guarded by Latson. Dribbling to her left towards the LSU bench. Feeds it down to Flau'jae Johnson to Joyner inside the free throw line. Knocks it off her shoe. Tanaya Latson comes out of there with it. Racing down the length of the floor. Misses the layup. Edwards rebound. Stick back good. And the Gamecocks have their largest lead of 8 points. 75-67 with 2:39 to play. Crowd going bananas. Here's Fulwiley. Around a screen to her right. Tries to go baseline. Cut off. Feeds it up top. Michaela Williams wide open for three, and she buries it. And the lead down to 5 at 75-70. Somehow Michaela Williams was left all by herself for three. And another timeout here by LSU with 2:24 to play. Goodness. Gamecocks defensively have had some lapses today where they've left perimeter shooters wide open, and they did it again. That'll send us to a timeout. We'll take another one too. You're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. We inbound quickly, get it to Joyce Edwards, and she rolls it up and in underneath the basket on a great dish from Raven Johnson. The Gamecocks lead 77-70 with 2 minutes to play here in Greenville. Fulwiley goes underneath the Grace Knox, and she gets a rebound, a layup on the other side. The lead cut to 5 again, 77-72. Gamecocks needed to stop there, couldn't get it. They lead it by 5 to the Gamecocks, 1:45 to play. Raven Johnson dribbling to her right, guarded closely by Fulwiley. Shot clock at 15. Lead was just 7, but we couldn't get a stop that we needed. Raven around the screen with 10 to shoot it to Medina Okot. Drives in the lane, and she finishes this time. And the Gamecocks lead 79-72. 1:27 to play. Here's Fulwiley the other way. Guarded by Raven, stabbing at the basketball. Comes around a screen to her left, drives the baseline. Throws it away. Tessa Johnson with the steal, and the Gamecocks have it. 1:12 to play here in Greenville. Gamecocks with a 7-point lead. Raven will get it across the timeline and try to kill some clock. Crowd on their feet here. Gamecocks trying to get to the SEC championship game for the 11th time in 12 seasons and the 7th year in a row. Raven Johnson, 8 to shoot it, pulls up from the free throw line, rolls off the rim, no good. Rebound to LSU with 50 seconds to play. They got to run. Williams driving in the lane. Floater is up, no good, but a foul on Medina. That was a phantom foul on Medina Okot. That'll send her to the line, unfortunately. With 45 seconds to play, the Tigers will get a chance to score with the clock not moving, exactly what you did not want. So here we go, 45.2 seconds to play. And LSU at the stripe to try to cut into that deficit. Just the second team foul in the Gamecocks, but they say in the act of shooting. And Michaela Williams, an outstanding free throw shooter at 80%. And she hits the first one. Williams in double figures now with 10 points, her first free throws of the day. Second free throw is good, and Carolina's lead is cut, 79-74. 45.2 seconds to play, and the Gamecocks just called a timeout. They've got 2 remaining. LSU has 1 left. We'll keep it right here with 45.2 seconds to play. Gamecocks need to inbound and try to work as much clock as possible. LSU has some work to do before the Gamecocks get in the bonus. They only have 2 fouls as well. South Carolina's been able to build a 7-point lead a couple of times. The problem is they've given up points too quickly every time they get it to 7. Had a quick layup a moment ago and then a quick foul there, and they hit both the free throws. What a game, though, here tonight. The winner goes to the championship game tomorrow against the winner of Ole Miss, Texas, which will follow ours here today. For Ole Miss, it'll be their 3rd game in 3 days today. Texas playing their 2nd game, and well rested. Most of their starters didn't have to play the second half yesterday in a blowout of Alabama. So Carolina ball will inbound in the front court. With 45.2 seconds to play, Carolina's lead is 5 at 79-74. Raven will trigger it in front of Coach Staley, or next to Coach Staley across the way. Fulwiley guarding the inbound. Get it into Latson, we're underway. Try to work as much clock as possible. Hand it off to Raven. Raven trying to stay out of a double team trap. Gets it across to Latson near side. Latson back to Raven. Shot clock down to 18, but we're not worried about that. Up top to Medina. Medina on the dribble, kicks it back out to Raven. Shot clock at 10. We're not worried about the shot clock, however. Raven needs help as she's hemmed in. We're going to burn another timeout. With 6 seconds on the shot clock, 22.2 seconds on the game clock, Carolina clinging to a 5-point lead. A little surprised LSU didn't foul quicker to try to get their fouls up and force the Gamecocks perhaps to miss some free throws. They were trying to trap, but the Gamecocks had some excellent ball movement to prevent 2 defenders getting on the ball handler at any time. 6 seconds on the shot clock, 22.2 on the game clock. Gamecocks have 1 timeout remaining, as does LSU. Gamecocks looking for their 7th straight SEC title game appearance. Johnson and Johnson, Latson, Edwards and Medina on the floor. Raven will bring it in front of the Carolina bench on the far sideline, about halfway between the free throw line and the baseline. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Gamecocks up 5. Raven looking, gets it into Medina. And she's going to be, they're hacking at her and not getting the whistle. Medina tries to dribble into the lane, rolls it in for 2 with 15.7 seconds to go. Gamecocks lead 81-74. Fulwiley across the timeline to Williams for 3 right side, and she buries it with 8.9 seconds to play. It's not over yet. It's 81-77. Clutch 3-point shooting there by Michaela Williams to keep it interesting with 8.9 seconds to go. Gamecocks lead is just 4 after a big 3 from Michaela Williams. Her 2nd of the game gives her 14 points. Goodness gracious. Just when you think it's over, LSU has been able to score quickly on each of its last 3 possessions. Medina Okot, by the way, 8 points, 13 rebounds now. It's been a tough day for her, but that was a big bucket a moment ago. LSU is out of timeouts. The Gamecocks have 1 remaining with 8.9 seconds to play. It's a 2-possession game, 81-77 Carolina. Gamecocks are going to burn their last timeout so they can inbound in the forecourt. So both teams are out of timeouts with 8.9 seconds to play. Gamecocks trying to get back to the championship game for the 11th time in 12 seasons and their 7th year in a row. There was a lot of contact before Medina got that bucket a moment ago, and they were letting it go. But still in question with 8.9 seconds to play. Gamecocks do lead by 4. You just need to inbound here, and LSU's going to have to foul a couple of times. You just can't turn it over. Again, the Gamecocks keep building 7-point leads or 6-point leads, and LSU has gotten some clutch points very quickly to keep this game going. Both teams are out of timeouts. LSU and South Carolina, but with 2 fouls apiece here in the 4th quarter. Crowd in a frenzy here for this rivalry matchup. Gamecocks also looking for their 19th consecutive win over LSU. On the floor for the Gamecocks, Johnson and Johnson, Latson, Edwards, and Okot. Gamecocks will inbound across the way in the forecourt. Raven Johnson directly across from us to trigger it in. Again, no timeouts left. We spread the floor. Raven looking, gotta hurry, gets it into Tanaya. Tanaya drives the baseline and floats it up and in with 6 seconds to play. 83-77 Gamecocks. Here comes Fulwiley, 4 seconds to play. Left side, 3 ball, no good, and that's it. Gamecocks hold on. They're headed back to the SEC Tournament Championship for the 7th year in a row and 11th time in 12 seasons. They knock off the LSU Tigers for the 2nd time this year and the 19th consecutive win over LSU. 83-77. The Gamecocks advance to Championship Sunday. We'll take a timeout and start our wrap-up after this. You're listening to South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Back in Greenville, the Gamecocks survive and advance. They're off to the SEC Tournament Championship once again for the 7th year in a row as they hold off the LSU Tigers here in probably one of the best games of the tournament this year. Gamecocks defeat LSU 83-77. Welcome into the post-game locker room report driven by Jim Hudson Automotive with the win. The Gamecocks now 31-2. LSU drops to 27.
They will meet the winner of Texas and Ole Miss up next. And Raven and Tanaya Latson are with Holly Rowe.
Okay, that was a bestie hug right there. What is it like playing in a game like this, an environment like this, and doing it with 2 of your best friends in the world?
Come on. She want to answer that. Come on. It just means a lot. I mean, this is why I came to South Carolina for, to play with my best friend, and we got the dub. We played it great together today. It just feels amazing. I'm so blessed.
You really did feed off of each other today. Tanaya, you in the first half were terrific, 13 points. How did you get your rhythm going early?
I just let the game come to me. Whatever they gave me, I took it. And my teammates had confidence in me. My coaches had confidence in me. I know I had to have a good game today.
As close as the game got in the second half, you remained calm. The way you orchestrated this team today, Raven, it was beautiful. How did you keep that composure?
I mean, they look for me to lead, and I think if I stay calm, they stay calm. And we knew this game was going to be a battle. I mean, LSU is a really good team. They got some good people over there, and we just knew to come compete. And if they listen to me, I mean, we get the outcome that we want. So,
could we have a moment for your three-point shooting today? 4 threes? Raven, what's going on?
I just been in the gym. I mean, I just trust myself. I mean, I'd say if I airball, if I miss, keep shooting, honestly.
How does this moment, big win over a rival like LSU, 19th straight win, how does that set you up for a championship opportunity tomorrow?
I mean, it's a good win. We got to just go get hydrated, get some Pedialyte and water, go watch some film, and take care of the scout, and then, stay together as a team tomorrow and play hard. Recovery. Like, everybody got to recover, and then we got to get back to the drawing boards.
All right. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
A big-time performance from Latson with 19. Raven with 22. For our producer, Kerry Callahan, director, Jimmy Platt, Dee Kandner, Rebecca Lobo, Holly Rowe. I'm Ryan Rucco. Let's send it over to Christine Williamson.
Thanks, Ryan. Welcome to College Basketball Live Scoreboard, presented by Open Door. A huge win, 83-77, the final. South Carolina over LSU in that SEC Tournament Semifinal as we welcome in Dawn Staley and Joyce Edwards. Hello, ladies. Joyce, you had a double-double in this one. Dawn, this is the 7th straight SEC Championship game appearance for you. What does it mean that your team was able to execute today?
I mean, it means our culture is strong. They believe in the process. We had several players that didn't play today, played a little bit today, and we prepped them for it. It's all about matchups when it comes down to postseason play. So sometimes it's your number, sometimes it's your teammate's number. But at the end of the day, everybody gets a ring if you can win the championship.
Coach, you sat down and looked at the box score and then did like a little shoulder shimmy. What were you thinking?
It's the rebounding. Like, we were getting out-rebounded, I think, by 9 at halftime. And I knew that would be the difference maker in us being able to win this basketball game. And we ended up out-rebounding them by 1, which is great. That's a 10-point difference if me and the mathematician is right.
Coach, you've seen this basketball at all different levels, as a player, as a coach. How proud of you are of Joyce right here stepping into the void? There's a lot of emotions. The arena's rocking, but she just keeps a straight face and handles her business.
I mean, Joyce is a student of the game. She is. The game is pretty black and white to her. They do this, we do this. And it's every second, every minute of the game. Her matchup, how she operates, how she thinks about the game. Joyce just wants to win. She's a killer, she's a dog, okay? She put us on her back and got us a win.
You mentioned, or she mentioned that you're a dog. You had 18 and 11 out there tonight. She said you do your assignments and you get it done. What did you see out there that you were able to be so successful?
I feel like my biggest difference between last game and this game is my rebounding. Last game I only had one rebound against LSU, and I feel like I was just doing my part. So I'm coming in this game knowing that it's the little things. They like taking quick shots, and we have to only limit them to one shot opportunity, and that's what we did.
Joyce, you talked about your difference from last game to this game. What about the difference between last year and this year? How would you compare who you were a year ago to the player you are today?
I mean, it's a bigger role. Obviously, unfortunately, Chloe got hurt. I know I had to play, a lot of minutes coming in, so just staying healthy. I had to cut back on the shots I was taking only because I just knew that. I knew I had to be healthy and just be there for the team because that was the biggest step for me, just being there.
Yeah, and speaking of being there, you were not the only one there today. If you think about your guards, they set the tone in the beginning, but then they found you in those beautiful pocket passes. Can you talk about the balance that your offense has?
I mean, it's great. We have multiple players in double digits consistently. It may not be my game, but it's going to be Tessa or Raven's game, or it may not be their game, but it's going to be Medina and Tanaya's game. Like, you just never know, and it's just a hard thing to guard.
Coach, how would you say Raven handled this moment? How would you describe it?
I mean, Raven is now Chelsea, don't get mad at me, but she's the collegiate point guard. The collegiate. Like, she's been here before, she understands it, she knows how to play make down the stretch. We put the ball in her hands and she made plays. And God bless, Medina couldn't find it, but she found it when we needed her the most. The basket at the end of the shot clock, she makes the most difficult layup after having the easiest layups, but she stayed the course, and that's what you have to do. She didn't put her head down. She next play, and proud of her.
And for those who may not know, she's talking about Chelsea Gray, who has won at so many different levels, multiple-time champ, unrivaled champ, one-on-one champ. But, you speak about the importance of point guards and having a point guard on the floor. Joyce, how do you communicate as a group? Because it seems like no matter how loud it gets, how much adversity you face, because this game, the series this year versus LSU, has been a dogfight. How do you guys stay together throughout all that adversity?
I mean, it's just trust. We trust each other. We had some people go down throughout the season. We had to face adversity early in the season, so I feel like it just prepared us for moments like these. We have experienced players like Tanaya and Raven, especially Raven, who won at every level, won multiple SEC championships, won multiple national championships. So we just listen to her and let her lead us.
I want to mention, because we talked about how loud it is in here, it's basically like a South Carolina home game. We actually have some video of a fan in the game earlier today. It was during a commercial break. That Joyce is your mama. She is getting down in this one. How special is it to be able to have her here for this?
That's her brother, too, so it runs in the family.
Okay, period. Your family just turning it up out here.
Yeah, they just be lit. I mean, they in their own little world. That's cool.
You have different sibling personalities, clearly.
The juxtaposition between you and your brother and your mom is great to see.
Yeah.
But is your mom like your hype woman? Like, how would you describe? Because you just seem so cool. But we saw an interview.
Joyce is not cool.
Look at her. She's so calm.
Look at her. She's just chilling.
She's in my phone as Crash Out.
We need to know more. We need to know more about
She's
this
Crash Out.
Defend yourself, Joyce.
She's at Crash
You gotta
Out.
fight back.
I try to stay composed on the court, because they need it. But outside the court, I can get just as crazy as my people. Like,
Do we have like a biggest crash out moment? Like, was there a crash out
practice?
moment?
Listen, if her girls are Miriam and Adele, when they get together, when Miriam made that layup, I'm sure somewhere down the court, Joyce is crashing out for her girl.
I got the receipts on this. I was scrolling TikTok and I saw them on live doing each other's hair and makeup, and I was like, hold on, wait a minute.
That's amazing. Okay, you guys have the finals tomorrow against either Texas or Ole Miss. When you look ahead to the game tomorrow, what are you looking forward to?
Tough game, no matter who it is. It's going to be a tough game. It's the SEC. It's the SEC, and I told our staff. I don't think I told our players this, but in order for any of us to win an SEC tournament championship, you got to be the top 20. You got to be the top 10, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to be the top 5 to actually win it. Like the metrics, how do you do it? How do you, the NCAA selection committee, how do you measure the SEC teams?
Yeah.
Battle scars.
Right. Yeah.
Battle scars.
Right.
But
All
that's
right.
it.
We'll certainly look forward to that matchup tomorrow, Coach. Joyce, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you all.